Hi everyone, Karin Hill here. And today's video is about the topic of how being widowed is learning about strength that you didn't know that you had and fears that you didn't even know existed, because nothing could have prepared you for being widowed. There are no classes. Every next level of your life will demand a different version of who you are from here out. I think you might already even know that. Because, losing your spouse, losing our spouses changes everything. Nothing is the same. You can't be the person you were anymore. And not just because of the pain and the grief, but really because you've lost a part of your identity. When my husband was killed, I used to explain to people that I had this big, beautiful life. And then when he was killed, it just felt like it just crashed all around me. And I couldn't even pick up the pieces, couldn't even find how to put these pieces back together again. Because in reality, your personal version of yourself really has been blown to smithereens, and pieces of it are missing. And how do we put them back? And what's interesting is when you come to accept that you aren't your love's wife anymore or husband anymore, it literally is soul crushing. And yet a very liberating part of the process of finding yourself again. Because once you start making decisions with only your likes and dislikes and wants and needs, that's when you're able to start putting pieces of yourself back together again. You will learn how you want your life to be and who you are and how you want your life to go. You will learn that. And I know in my heart, none of us wants to be here. None of us made this choice, but here we are. And when it's time to get back into reality that this is something we can't change, and here we are. So how do we go forward? And I know it's not easy, because the guilt will eat you at times. But in all honesty, the more you challenge yourself, the quicker you will rebound, the quicker you will heal. And you can't put yourself back together perfectly. Again, pieces are missing. But a new version will take shape. And it's up to you what you want that version to look like. But I get it, we're all at different places in the journey. And if you're at a place where just even not knowing how to begin to find who you are anymore or what you want to do going forward with your life, it's a hard place to be, but something to realize that what's holding you back is the fact that your mind is holding on to the fact that that life you had with your husband or your wife is still very familiar to you. And our minds, the way our minds work, is it wants to hold on to anything familiar. Our subconsciouses don't care. They really don't care if we're happy or sad or life is good or hard or any of that type of thing. All it wants to do is keep you alive and make sure that you're breathing. Make sure, that is what our subconscious mind does. It doesn't care if we're happy. And so by keeping us in the familiar, in the safe place, because we know what it was like to be married, we know what it was like to have our person with us and what our life was. And going forward from here on out is not familiar at all. It's all new. And so it's very scary to our subconscious, to our nervous system. And so we're going to subconsciously hold on to that familiar life as long as we can. And that's what keeps us stuck. That's what keeps us from going forward. It's really a survival mechanism. And very interesting once I learned this because I was stuck there too, in that safety of not wanting to change anything, yet nothing was the same. So what do? You're just stuck there. This is how our brains work. This is how our minds work. But it's possible to override the subconscious mind by really learning how to rewire the fact that going forward doesn't have to be unsafe. It's just going to be new. And that's how I literally put my life back together again, is through these processes of knowing how the subconscious mind works and how to actually rewire it, and really until you take the time to get your mind right. And the thing is, doctors don't tell us any of this. Nobody tells us any of this. I learned it the hard way. But this is what I really want to pass on and share, and what I help people with is really being able to clear out any of the unconscious beliefs that your mind thinks are keeping you safe, but are really just keeping you stuck. And unfortunately, the longer you're stuck in this pattern, the harder and harder it is to find your way back to yourself, who you are, who you want to be. And I know that sounds strange because you want to be who you were. I get that. But we can't, But who you can be is a new version of yourself so that you're able to continue on your journey. And you know that your husband or your wife would want that for you, because if we're really being honest, that if the situation was reversed, that's what we would want for them. We wouldn't want them to be stuck in the pain and the grief and not knowing who they were, or able to move forward. So, the next step really is doing the inner work to completely transform from the emotional damage that happens when we become widowed, because it really does take a toll on us. And unless we're able to rewire and from the inside, our minds, that we will remain stuck, and unfortunately some people remain stuck for a long time. And again, the longer you do, the harder it is to be able to rewire your mind so that you can move forward. And because it's not about moving on, and we all know that, it's about moving forward. And this is exactly what I specialize in. It's what I love helping people with, is anyone that is stuck in this process of finding out who they are now and how to move forward in their life and put the pieces back together again, from the inside out. Because we can't go back, no matter how much we wish we could. So there comes a point where we have to make the decision that because we can't change what happened and we can't undo what's been done, that going forward really is the only way. And I would love to reach out and connect with you if for whatever reason you need me, because everybody's individual in this process. We're all coming into it, or even watching this video at different stages in the process, in our journey. And everybody needs something a little bit different to move forward. And so I would love to let you know that I am here, and it's just a matter of messaging me or getting in touch with me. And, thank you for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's given you a chance to see, that where you are isn't where you need to stay. And that there really is a way out, and it's fairly quick, actually. And so that's it for today, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope to see you back again soon, because what I really want to leave you with is, please give yourself grace to figure yourself out, and give yourself grace for where you are now, and knowing that there is help.